share a stat with you. 1.3 million people are expected to compete in Hyrox this year. Entry fees alone can run up to 10,000 rupees, matching outfit, travel, fitness kits, and photos at the finish line. What are your thoughts about it? Because I keep asking myself, is this a fitness movement or is this just the most expensive Instagram trend right now? That's what we are going to explore in this video. The fading line between fitness and flex. When did you start working out and why?
Started working out I think around 2017 when I just entered my college. There was some time, so I wanted to work on my appearance and also I wanted to gain some muscle mass. I was underweight at that time, so that was the main reason that I started working out.
I started working out maybe 14 years ago, 15 years ago. It started with running actually, and the main reason was because I was putting on a lot of weight along with other symptoms of thyroid after I got diagnosed with hypothyroidism.
I started working out when I was 15 years old, which is around 17 years ago. So the main reason was the feeling. It gives you a great feeling. That's the main reason.
So here's the thing, working out is a genuinely good thing. For you and for me, nobody's arguing that. But recently, there seems to be a shift in why we do it. According to a survey by fitness app Strava, cited by the BBC, over a third of Gen Z plans to spend more money on fitness this year, and almost 2/3 said they would rather buy a new gym clothes than go on a date. What does being fit actually mean to you?
I don't think fitness is just about physical fitness. I think physical and mental go hand in hand. It's a full body system.
It's about the feeling. You feel good, and as a result, you start looking good. But it's actually about the feeling.
So initially I started fitness for the looks only, but as I got into fitness, then I started it for the numbers. I wanted to do a 30 push-ups, 60 push-ups. I started doing it like that. As I got more into fitness, then I realized it is all about the feeling, because you have to keep your mental health okay, and that is the main reason.
Well, for me, being fit is more about not being tired after a long day and actually being happy in my own body.
As mentioned in the Qubit Fitness article on looking fit versus being fit, and I love how they put this. Looking fit is like a book cover. Being fit is how well the book holds up after the 10th read. The article goes further and says that the modern fit look is essentially a product. It is shaped by lighting, dehydration, good angles, and let's be honest, a lot of editing. Someone who looks fit might just be really good at posing. A peer-reviewed study published in the International Journal of Qualitative Studies on Health and Well-being looked at how teenagers experience fitness influencer content. What they found was fascinating and a little unsettling. In this study, it says that fit influencers' content consistently leads to more body dissatisfaction, appearance comparisons, and a more negative mood. But here's the paradox. The same teenagers in the same report have mentioned feeling motivated to exercise because of this content. So social media is simultaneously making us feel worse about ourselves and pushing us to do more. That's a cycle worth questioning. Events like Hyrox cost up to 10,000 rupees just to enter. Are people paying for fitness or just a photo at the finish line?
I think it's a mixed reaction. Few of them are actually paying so that they can push themselves and compete and actually conquer their fear, and few of them are just going for content.
Maybe हो सकता है कि दिखाने के लिए, or maybe with the photos people are paying for that. But I don't think, मेरे को ऐसा पर्सनली लगता है कि अगर मैराथन कोई होती है, इट्स अ फिटनेस ट्रेंड कि सबको हेल्दी करना है, तो कॉस्ट इतना नहीं होना चाहिए ताकि मोर पीपल कैन जॉइन.
Honestly, this trend has recently come in line, and I am not sure how much it is helping people in terms of their fitness. Of course, it is a lot for a person to pay.
Let's talk about Hyrox, because if there's one thing that perfectly captures this fitness versus flex tension, it's Hyrox. In a Medium article titled "Why Hyrox Will Hopefully Die Soon," the writer has made an interesting point. He says, and I quote, Hyrox is a set of exercises done in a particular way using the name Hyrox, and that name is what people are paying for. The social media gratification of posting #Hyrox, the community, the aesthetic. To understand further on this topic, I went on Reddit to see the public opinion, and the Reddit community seems to agree. On Hyrox subreddit, one user wrote, and he's a trainer, I mind you, about how people are mainly just concerned about filming themselves throughout the entire race. Another commenter said something that made a lot of sense to me. I feel it takes away the accessibility and inclusivity. The pressure to look a certain way and to belong makes it tough for me. Social media and fitness culture aren't entirely bad, you know, not even close. Fitness influencers offer information, authenticity, actionable content, and entertainment. Now, the problem isn't fitness, it's what we have attached it to. If Instagram disappeared tomorrow, do you think people will still work out the same way?
No, most won't.
Maybe not. I think that's a very sad reality. I know I would, because I started exercising long before Instagram was part of my life. In fact, I got on Instagram much later, and I don't post about my workout and sports. But I think a lot of people would not engage in half the number of activities that an Instagram story inspires them to.
I think that might bring a significant change, that people might actually maybe step away a little bit from aesthetics.
I feel like social media has greatly influenced people into getting into this fitness, especially the gym culture.
This question is exactly why we approached this video, to understand what is actually happening. Using social media for motivation doesn't feel that wrong, but most people don't seem to realize when that motivation changes into a constant need for validation. And what all are they ready to do just to get that hit of validation? Under-eating, cutting entire food groups, living in calorie mats. The aesthetic we are chasing online is sometimes built on restrictions, not on health. Do you think fitness culture has normalized steroid use? Who is responsible, industry or individuals?
Two to tango, right? So yes, the fitness industry is obviously responsible because they push these products, and then I think people themselves also they just don't educate themselves.
It's actually easy to point out at certain people, but I think in general it's going a little downward. I think the main cause is social media. You see, attractive bodies, and especially boys, they want to grow their muscles, and it's an easy way out to use steroids, although it is not recommended. In long term, there are, it is actually very hazardous. Cardiac arrests is one of the main reasons. If you use these steroids, it could lead to cardiac arrest as well.
In the same research study that we have quoted before, multiple teenage boys specially called out fitness influencers for hiding steroid use, saying that when someone doesn't disclose it, the body looks attainable through normal efforts. But it's not. And that pressure, that gap between what's shown and what is real, is genuinely harmful for both your mind and your body. So where does that leave us? I think our generation is genuinely more aware of fitness than any other generation before us. We know what macros are, we wear trackers, we count steps, we sign up for races. By every visible metric, we look like the healthiest generation in history. But are we actually healthier, or are we just performing the health for an audience? And what is that performance causing us and the viewers in the real life? Is our generation actually healthier, or are we just using fitness as a flex?
Physically, we are probably fitter. We breathe much worse air, so inside we are probably corroding. And I think our mental health in general is worse.
No, I don't think we are healthier than our parents. For example, I'm 26 years old, and my mother, who is a 60-year-old woman, she's a superwoman and works twice as me, and I does not even get lethargic, और वो थकती भी नहीं, और मैं तो 1 मिनट में थक जाता हूँ. तो आई थिंक एंड बिकॉज वो सोशल मीडिया के लिए नहीं करते, वो अपनी हेल्थ के लिए करते हैं, नेचुरल फूड आइटम्स में बिलीव करते हैं, एंड दैट इज द रीज़न. जो पिछली जनरेशन, हमारे पेरेंट्स, हमारे दादा दादी, दे आर मच मोर हेल्थियर देन अस.
I think our generation is not healthier than our parents, but they are more aware.
Here's what I genuinely believe. Fitness has done something remarkable for this generation. I genuinely believe that. It's given people community, structure, goals, and a sense of identity. That's real. That's valuable. The question isn't whether you work out, it's why you work out. The moment you stop caring about your why, that's when fitness stops being about your body and starts being about someone else's validation, someone else's approval. So the next time, please ask yourself, Who am I doing this for? If the answer is still you, you are on the right track. Let us know what is your take in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.